Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode, and actually the last episode of Blacktail. So, for those who are unaware, or not unaware, of course you're unaware. You're like, what the heck? This is the last episode. This game's way longer than you're letting on. Um, I think I've had my time with this game. It feels very repetitive for me. It's very, Far Cry in a lot of ways, and that was never really a game that I fully gravitated towards outside of, like, Blood Dragon. And, it's cool, don't get me wrong. But I think I prefer this as like a shorter experience, you know what I mean? Just my general vibe there.
Your heart stops now, my friend.
Grab this meat real quick. But this game is really neat. I highly recommend it. It's a really fun shooter addition to the genre. I don't know if that's...
Try finding yourself first.
Missing? They set off on their own. Wanted to make their way in the world, build a house or two, straw, sticks, and bricks.
Huh.
Ignorant
Again,
cunts.
Alice in Wonderland.
I just hope Sprout can keep them from
Alice
going
in Wonderland
astray.
references do not get
Sometimes
old.
leaving
It's
our
very
home
grim
is a
fairy
matter of
tale.
life and death.
Love it.
Anyway.
Very interesting. Yeah, and again, like this game is so cool, rich with story, and the world building itself is just something to be marveled, to be perfectly honest with you. But I think that for me, the gameplay itself, it's fun, but it's a little limiting, right? It's a little limiting. And I know that that's not the point of the game, necessarily, but I feel like it just, A, it's not as good for like a content type game. And the more I've gotten into it. Still hate these things too. But more importantly, it's just the game isn't meant for content, in my opinion. I think it's meant to just be enjoyed and experienced. And for me, I don't know if I'm actually going to continue playing it or not. I'm still going to kind of make that decision myself down the line. I might not. Oh. Didn't even know you could just do that. Okay. Fair enough. What is this?
Did you see that? A golden egg. After it. It'll pay off.
I think I killed it, right? I didn't. Okay. Where? How is this? I love just like all the things you discover though. It's really cool.
Big bad wolf kills a little good fox.
The foxes are
That's
good
sheer
guys.
badness.
How do you do?
Where did the golden imp go? What the heck? I don't know who that is either. Stick that right there. Yeah, I think I lost the golden imp. I'm okay with that. Forget what the super shot is. Or I'm just kind of doing it old school. Just fine. But yeah, no, I mean, as you can see, this game is just so well imagined. It knows what it is. It does a really good job identifying that. It's just, for me, like that Far Cry type of shooter, it just doesn't scratch that itch for me. It's just really not my favorite. For those to be more Dark Souls-y, kind of when I went into it, and so now it is a bit more leaning into that Far Cry element. It's still fun, don't get me wrong, and I definitely would prefer it over like a Far Cry, for example, because it does do a lot of really fun things differently. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't quite scratch that itch for me, like the originals would, and I feel like it's kind of reflecting the content. I just want to make sure the stuff that I'm making is interesting and stuff that I want to be playing, you know what I mean? Nothing against this game by any means, it's just, again, not my itch. Not my itch. See what I mean though? Like, for me, it's just this combat kind of gets boring. And like, there's like some fun stuff with it, but I think that one quest I did in the last episode really kind of painted the picture for me. Like, this game is just kind of a chore in a lot of ways. And like, it's fun and it's satisfying. It's just not really my vibe, if that makes sense. You know? hope it does. And again, also, hey, look, this gives you some inspiration to check out the game yourselves. This is, again, a really cool game. If you've liked what you've seen, if you kind of want to learn more about the story and, like, what happens to all these characters and everything, like, who is Baba and all this stuff, like, yo, I mean, this game's totally for you. It's just, for me, the actual gameplay loop itself is a little bit too tiring to realistically keep going with it. I mean, maybe it isn't since I don't like the game, but I think more importantly, it's just the game doesn't scratch that same itch that I'm looking to get
How
from
fair
games when I play them,
ought
you
to
know?
be.
Again, that very Far Cry aesthetic and, not aesthetic, but very Far Cry, like, mechanic style, you know? And that just is not my vibe. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Again, I'm just not really feeling this game too much, so hopefully next video is a little bit more enthusiastic. Unfortunately, again, I didn't want to just like kind of have the series get absolutely dropped off. Like I know like the Xenoblade, for example, is something I'm still planning getting back to at some point. So I never really made like a final like, oh, this is the last hurrah. But this is the last hurrah for this game. I'm just, I like it, but again, it just doesn't scratch the itch for me. I don't really look forward to playing it, and again, I think it's really great. I think the story is awesome. It's just for me that can't carry the game enough. It's just kind of the gameplay itself is just too drab in my opinion to merit a longer playthrough. So again, if you enjoyed this playthrough, more fun stuff to come on the channel. So be sure to stay tuned.